Good morning, everyone. Here's your Eastern Idaho weather and planning briefing for Wednesday, February 3rd. Our cold front has been moving through this morning, and with rain changing to snow, we will continue to see that shifting to the east. And actually, that main band will be in the eastern highlands by this afternoon, and actually out of our hair mostly by later this afternoon, with some showers behind that and some gusty winds as well behind the cold front. And then we pretty much set up with a colder north to northwest flow, at least initially, and then we're going to probably see some moderating of the temperatures as we go through the next few days, especially at our lowest elevations across the Magic Valley, the lower Snake Plain, down into the South Hills, the southern highlands along the Utah border. But give that a couple of days to really kick in. For today, looking at the impacts, most of the impacts will be across the Snake Plain as the snow in front exit with the wind, and then we'll see some lingering snow showers, some impacts along the I-84 corridor potentially, and also across the southern and eastern highlands. Elsewhere, there'll be a little bit of a breeze. There'll be some snow showers, but impacts should be much, much lower. And then for tomorrow, we talked about that northwest flow continuing. Some light snow lingering maybe around the Pocatello area up to Idaho Falls along the benches with some upslope conditions. Otherwise, some light snow across the South Hills, not much expected there, but a little higher impact potentially during the day tomorrow across the southern and eastern highlands again, and then some more snow moving into the central mountains in the evening, and with that northwest flow, that'll target portions of Limhi County, also the Sawtooth as well. So we go into Friday, very similar areas with the winds picking back up again, seeing a little bit more impact. It actually should be warm enough that we'll try to see a little bit of a mix of rain and snow across the Snake Plain, portions of the Snake Plain, Magic Valley, and down into the South Hills as well. Friday, pretty much a broken record, although some areas the snow will be a little less, and then we go into Sunday, the snow just a little bit less as well, but you'll notice this pattern is going to remain on the breezy side. Let's take a look at where things are going for the rest of the day. And we'll take a look here, and you'll notice as we go through the period, we'll scoot this here till about 5 or 6 this morning. We have our main band shifting to east of I-15, some lingering showers elsewhere. The winds will pick up now. Blowing and drifting, we'll have to watch to see that potential today, as it's going to be a little bit warmer still at the lower elevations. That may keep some of the blowing, drifting snow down, but we can't rule it out completely, especially in some of the more exposed and colder areas. As we go through this afternoon, maybe a little bit of rebirth from Idaho Falls up through Island Park into the Driggs area. And then we go into this evening, you can see northwest flow persists, maybe some lingering showers, especially in the evening hours, and then in the overnight hours a little bit less. And then we go into tomorrow, the snow. This model's a little slow to pick up the snow, and it especially in the central mountains, but we do have lingering snow in the eastern highlands for tomorrow. The bulk of it will be up to the north, but like I said, some of that extending down towards Bear Lake. We go into tomorrow evening. We'll be watching for snow potentially along and east that I-15 corridor, and that trend will continue into Friday morning, and it will continue. I think the next best chance of snow will be on Friday, as it kind of increases a little bit with the surge of moisture, and then it slowly dwindles as we go back into this upcoming weekend. So here we are for this morning. We see that lingering snow, especially across the eastern highlands. And some of the higher elevations could see a couple of inches of additional accumulation, much less as you head back to the west. And like I said, there'll be some wind, maybe a little bit of blowing and drifting in a few spots, but it should be limited, especially in the lower elevations because of the warmer temperatures. Just something we'll be keeping an eye on, keep in the back of your mind for the rest of the day. We go into this afternoon, some lingering light snow again over into the Bear River Range and along the big holes over along the Wyoming border. And again, the winds there, a little more westerly, letting up just a little bit in the afternoon. And you'll see these temperatures trying to pick back up. And honestly, some of these places we've already probably seen the highs for today, especially where we've had these warm temperatures near 35 to 40. That's not to say once the sun comes back up today that we warm up a couple degrees more than where we are right now, which in a lot of places we're in the 20s into the lower 30s across much of the area. So just have to watch those for today. And certainly with the band of snow moving to these things letting up, if it does get a little bit warmer out there, that may turn some of these slick and slushy roads this morning to wet. As we go into this evening, just some very lingering light snow, some flurries over the highlands, and the winds continue to die down. And that trend of not a lot of snow going on overnight, except for maybe on the higher peaks, continues overnight into tomorrow. Temperatures cooling off, and this may be an issue, especially on lesser travel roads and some of our higher passes, with it getting cold tonight. If the roads are wet, there might be some slick spots developing tomorrow morning. And again, not a lot of snow tomorrow. Some gusty winds returning over portions of the Magic Valley and the lower Snake Plain there today, tomorrow. And temperatures just a little bit cooler compared to where we are looking for highs for this morning or sometime during the day across the area. But a lot of areas still not getting above freezing until you get to around Pocatello, back down towards Burley and down towards the Utah border. Snow picks up tomorrow night, especially over the eastern highlands. Some areas in the highlands tomorrow evening could pick up, especially, 3 to 4 inches, maybe a little bit more snow tomorrow night. Those winds really gusty, mainly over the Snake Plain and Magic Valley. Some of the higher places where we're getting some snow tomorrow night into early Friday morning, there could be just a tiny bit of blowing and drifting snow. And temperatures for Friday morning, pretty chilly. Still along the 84-86 corridor where we got a little bit of wind. Temperatures holding closer to the freezing mark. So we go into Friday. Just generally that northwest flow air, continuing to see the snow over the central and eastern, or the eastern and southeast highlands and portions of the central mountains. Winds really pick up on Friday, so where we get some snow, there'll be some blowing and drifting, but a lot of these places seeing the wind, it will be dry, or we may actually see, especially across the Magic Valley and Snake Plain, a rain-snow mix. And temperatures on Friday, again, warming up, especially where we don't see a lot of precipitation and cloud cover. Going into Friday night, not a lot of snow lingering. That's Friday night into Saturday morning. Winds continuing. Similar spots, that 84-86 corridor holding closer to the freezing mark versus the rest of central and eastern Idaho. Not much wind on Saturday, but still breezy. Just a little bit of light snow over the mountains. Temperatures warming, trying to warm up once again. And you see this trend continuing into Sunday as well with the wind gusts. We don't have any snow amounts for Sunday, but generally just some very light snow amounts, again, over around the Sawtooth, over into the eastern and southeastern highlands, but again, less than we'll be seeing Friday into Saturday. So once again, our front moving through this morning. Any rain that's out there will have changed. It'll be changing to snow quickly. Winds behind the front. There'll be some pockets of blowing, drifting, especially where we can stay colder today. But northwest flow, at least initially, will be colder. It'll start to warm up in some of our lower elevations, but that northwest flow and some occasional light snow will persist all the way into the weekend. If you have any questions, please give us a call. We're here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have a great day and stay safe out there, everyone.